go. You are listening to the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to
And hope you had a great weekend. Welcome back. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy. And with me, a couple other fucking guys. We got Leo at the controls. Leo.
Hello. Good morning, Troy.
Good morning, my friend. And we got Mike here, all comfortable on the fucking couch, man.
You mean the casting couch, right?
Dude, this is not not that kind of show.
Hey, they don't know what happens when the cameras are off. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I took in a little bit of baseball this weekend. We went to the Cubs-Rockies game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the Rockies field, which is the first time I've been there.
Where's
and
that at?
It was nice. It's
Is it a Goodyear field?
no. It wasn't that far. No, yeah, great question.
It's all right. Mason?
Yeah, no.
Shit.
I had to look it up. Like
Salt River Field.
Salt River. So talking stick.
Talking
There it
stick.
is.
Okay.
Like, wow, there we
Yeah.
go.
That actually
Talking
makes sense,
stick. Which was really nice,
Yeah.
actually. I mean, the parking lot,
though. Mm-hmm.
decent and everything, and easy to get in, easy to get out. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Dodgers and White Sox park.
Yeah.
Other than to, see them play, but I'm not a fan of that park. This one
Is that Rio
this is
Salado?
good. What's that?
Is it Rio Salado the one you're referring to? The White Sox one?
The White Sox one is Camelback Ranch. And, we're just about, it's crazy how fast training camp starts
Yeah.
and then how fast it's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, you pretty much need to go right now
Yeah,
if you want to get another game or so. And we might get one more in, but they have, a lot of split squad stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But and I did buy a Rockies hat.
Nice.
Dawn was we Rocky fans? And I'm like, no,
I
we
just
just
like
buy hats
Yeah.
of places and shit we go to and do.
Yeah.
That's all.
Why the
that's
fuck
all.
not?
Like, that's it.
I
got
do
a
that
decent
too.
hat.
Hats, T-shirts, all that
Yeah,
shit. Absolutely.
That's all it is. I'm not a Rockies fan, but it did seem like the Cubs really controlled most of the game,
Yeah.
and it was 3-2, bottom of the ninth. Bunch of people had already left.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bunch,
A good amount.
a good amount
Yeah.
left in the last two innings because, like I said, it just seemed like the Cubs were in control.
Yep.
And one out, one on, and 2-run shot, walk-off home run, and we're just all
Beautiful.
stunned. Like, what just happened? We were not expecting that at all. So.
I actually got a notification for that on my phone because
Did you?
my one app, it lets me know all the big moments that happen. And yeah, I saw that and I was just like, oh, Rockies blocked it off. Good for them.
They did. Yeah, they did. It was
Didn't realize you were there.
Wow, yeah, we were. We had a good time. We just last minute thing, and we got super tickets
Mhm.
for $50, literally 7 rows up, just barely off of being right behind home plate.
Okay, yeah.
So that was great. In fact, other seats around us when I was looking at that, and I actually had used Chat GPT to find it first and then go to the site, and I got aisle seats
Oh, nice.
for the first 2 seats on
Easy
the aisle,
access.
right?
Easy, yeah.
I know. I love that too.
It's very underrated
And
thing.
Every other tickets around us were let's say $79.
Okay.
So it was pretty
Before
good.
tax, I'm assuming, and the fees and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was definitely worth it. And I
Sometimes-
was telling Leo the food was we got a burger there. The burger
At
was
Talking
actually
Stick
good at
or,
Talking
or
Stick.
their stadium, but
Yeah.
seems like everything around that area is nice because the casino. But my dad and his girlfriend, when they visit, that's where they stay. They'll just stay at Talking Stick Resort. They'll hang out with me, and then later on the night they go down to the casino.
They're good.
Whenever they get back to their hotel room, they do. But Yeah, it seems like everything in that area, they obviously purposely make it nice, but makes sense why it would be more enjoyable than the other stadiums.
Yeah, but the food, like, is
That too,
usually
yeah.
basic at most of the
Mhm.
places. And even though I guess Sloan Park is known for decent food, it's not
Mhm.
really, there's nothing special about it. You're not
Yeah.
really getting a lot of Chicago flavor like they
Yeah.
claim or
Yeah.
things like that. Where this was, double patties smashed, it wasn't frozen.
Okay.
And, fresh lettuce on top, tomato. It was good.
I feel like that's what you need to do as like
I'm
a spring
so
training.
tired of just
Shit food.
shit food at
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Deep fried that doesn't like fit my diet.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
burger
Yeah.
fit my diet.
Yeah, because it's not deep fried bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, no, I get
Yeah.
that 100%.
Yeah, for sure. So we had a good time. We actually watched the game last night too.
Oh,
The
yeah.
U.S. Dominican Republic.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
And
indeed.
that's what I wanted to talk to you about for a second. So I've been reading a lot about what do they call the challenge thing? Is it
ABS,
ABS. What's the ABS?
like automatic ball system, or
strike?
ball strike system, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the ABS is in play during the spring training.
Mhm.
And I guess how it is, that's how it's going to be. Like there's some rules changes
Yeah.
this year, right?
Mhm.
And what somebody next to me told me, you could tell me if this is right or not. You can challenge a call, but you're only allowed to miss challenge or fail. Your challenge can only fail twice. Once you fail your second challenge, you can't ever challenge again the rest of the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, do some players get the green light and some players don't on if they want to challenge in the box? Is that how that's done?
I think,
Or do most managers give all the players the green light to decide that?
I think that's probably like on a per basis situation because you have guys like, just for example, Juan Soto. He has a crazy good eye. Like he can see when a ball's a strike and when it's a ball almost as soon as it comes out of the hand. So I feel like a player like Juan Soto, you give that.
That's what I would think too. I wouldn't think you would give it to everybody.
No, because then if they're just fucking up, that just kind of defeats the whole purpose of it.
Yeah, and that was funny. I was again reading an article about these umpires and how some of them have been like so wrong
Yeah.
so many
So
times
bad.
that when they get one right, like the fans were cheering, like
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, good job, you got challenged and you were right
Yeah.
on that one." That there was like 5 times in a row this plate umpire was
Yeah.
challenged
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
he lost.
Yeah, it's
Right?
bad.
Yeah, like really, really bad. And the reason I bring that up and it's so interesting is because that's not the case, at least this time around,
Mhm.
for the World Baseball
Yeah,
Classic.
they don't have it
And just funny enough that the game ending last night
on a ball
on a ball.
called a strike.
Now, I don't know. See, like,
No, that ump was bad. He called
was-
like 6 or 7 that were below the.
Well, here's the thing. He was calling bullshit on both sides, like terrible, awful pitches. But here's the thing with umpires. You get a scouting report on what the umpire likes to call. They all get it before the game. They know that this umpire, he likes to call things. He's a pitcher-friendly umpire. So you kind of have, it's hard to game plan against that because I guess the best example is when Byron Buxton is towards the end of the game when he was batting. He basically had to make a decision because this dude was just hitting the perfect spot every time. Sir Anthony Dominguez was. He basically is either swing and miss or just let it go by and be called a strike. And you're fucked either way because you can't hit the pitches that are getting called a strike. And if you just let it go by, it's getting called a strike. You're going to strike out. So like you can only do so much scouting reports and have this and that until you need to have, replay intervention.
well, I've said that this does really change things from the game. And I don't know if it changes it in a good way. I know people like things to be right and things like that. But it used to be that a pitcher could set somebody up.
Mhm.
And over time, a pitcher could also set an umpire up
Mhm.
by just hitting the corner,
Yeah.
and then you keep moving it out, and you're getting it called a strike when it was really just missed.
Yeah.
But but you knew that, and you had to adjust that
Yeah.
as a player,
Mhm.
or you adjusted your strike zone. Look, or if they're consistently calling it bad and calling it bad for both sides, That's totally fair.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Which is
You
last
as a
night.
player have to adjust
You
to
have
that.
to, yeah.
That was always a part of the game.
Yeah, you can't bitch about it.
And now it seems like this box doesn't allow for that to happen. And when I first saw the pitch, I actually thought it was good because it's actually hitting that bottom line of the box and then dropping. Now, where is it? How good is that box? Where is that box over the plate? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How far back and where is the does that make sense?
Yeah,
what I'm
I would
asking?
think it would, like, I actually don't have an exact answer, but I would imagine that it's supposed to be positioned at the front of the plate because it's where the ball crosses that strike zone. So, like, even if it's barely a strike, it could hit that.
But that's what I'm saying. If it hit there and really takes a dive, a plate is this big, and it's diving like that, and the guy misses. Well, it was a strike here, wasn't it? And it just wasn't here where it ended up in the mitt.
It could be,
guess.
it could be like in between the catcher and the batter.
But
That's
everybody
actually a good
was
question.
everybody was saying it was a ball, but
I mean, I agree it was a ball, but here's the thing: they had multiple opportunities to win that game. They had bases loaded. Like we said, the ump was calling shit on both sides. Like, it sucks. You hate to see a great game end like that, but it's not like they were dealing with something that Team USA wasn't.
I heard one of the announcers during the game. I don't know who the guys were that were actually calling the game, but listening to them, they revealed 54 players had been like played in an all-star game.
Oh yeah, they have 50,
between the two
50,
rosters.
yeah, like 50 plus all-star. Yeah, there were 54 all-star trips, 12 total MVPs between the rosters.
It was like a ridiculous number.
It was like the most star-studded WBC game there's ever been.
It actually seemed like it was it actually seemed like it was an all-star game, but an all-star game that they cared more about. I don't like any of the sports. I think baseball is a little bit different than basketball and football
because it does affect the World Series in terms of who. Yeah,
but I think even if it didn't, it's still
they're not crazy.
The
about
All-Star
it.
game is not that.
It's just a fun weekend.
It's just a fun weekend.
Yeah.
But I believe they give reasonable effort. It's not like in basketball where they're just zero defense. At all times.
You kind of have to try.
But this was like an all-star game that was a whole nother level. But then on the other hand, it was like we were playing ourselves, which I brought up last week. Team USA A and Team USA B.
Yeah.
Although,
well,
some are.
No, Manny Machado.
You had like real Dominican players, which was good.
Yeah.
Wasn't like Team Italy where
they're all from,
where they're all from the United States, but still.
Manny Machado, he's like the biggest example of kind of what you're saying, like Team USA B, but he was born, I think he was actually from Miami. He went to a high school nearby in Miami, and they were talking about it, but his family on his mom's side, they were originally from the Dominican Republic, so that gives him that leeway, because he would be on Team USA, without a doubt. But that gives him in that avenue. And, that's just his situation. But how many others are like that to where they probably would be on Team USA, but they chose, to play for the country, which is fine, especially since we won. This is okay. Maybe if we lost, I might have a different feeling about that. But, yeah, I think it's all right when they do that stuff. At the end of the day, if it puts out a good product, like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm all about expanding the game. I've told Leo multiple times, I'm what some people call a baseball purist. I hate pitch clock and all that extra shit that they've done. But I think this is what they need to do in terms of growing the game worldwide. Because the WBC, they're talking about, this is the first year everyone's like, you know what? I actually want to win this more than the World Series right now.
They were saying that. I actually also think that they would be better, like if they really want to elevate this, if they did it every 2 years.
Yeah. So every 3?
Do it every 2 years.
3 is that's a weird number.
It's a weird number.
There's got to be a reason for that.
And you can't tell me there wouldn't be.
If I remember correctly, I think it's because it aligns properly with like all the different other competitions and stuff like that. I could look it up real quick, but I believe that's the reason why.
I think it would play well if it was done every 2 years.
I think it's had to do with the Olympics.
You got the support and stuff now for it. picking up and seems to be a bigger deal than when it first started.
Yeah.
And, fans that are, because baseball is just not my number one.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, drawing me in, that's a good thing for them.
Absolutely.
And good place to have the game. The crowd was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The Intuit, especially at the start, that was just, I love that kind of thing. And that's why I like going to games.
Yeah.
Even if it's not my team playing.
The atmosphere.
I don't care. It's that atmosphere.
Be intoxicating.
Like being in there was so cool.
Yeah.
And we definitely
Adrenaline.
have to get some games in
For
Phoenix.
sure. Absolutely.
Like, get that fucking shit here, man.
Yeah, they had them. Yeah, the last one they had, it was, like I said, I went to Team USA versus Colombia, and that was like, I think that was really the turning point for WBC, because the final between Team USA and Japan, and then it literally ended with Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout, former team members, like teammates. He had just went to the Dodgers. Like, the MLB couldn't have drawn that up any better if they fucking tried. Right. So I think they're very grateful for what happened last time, and now they're just trying to build on that momentum for it.
Yeah, seems like that too. Well, Ohtani got me back into it, really. Just like,
he's a freak.
How do you not want to see the Babe Ruth of your time?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Literally. I don't understand how he's able to do the things that he do. It's not the fact that he can do both. It's the fact that he's elite and arguably the best at each position. I mean, the dude came back after, it was like 2 years of not throwing a pitch. And then the first pitch pumps 98 without even trying. And it's like, and the fact that he can move up higher into that. And then you're like, all right, well, not only do I have to fucking hit against this guy, we got to stop him from hitting home runs on us. And it's like, not just home runs, fucking things that go out of the park. It's crazy. But real quick though, Team USA.
Yes.
We might go on a real run with this coming roster, this future roster, and the future WBCs, because this is going to be our third straight. I'm willing to bet we make 5 straight with this roster.
Wow.
Because of how young they are. I mean, 21. You have 21-year-olds hitting fucking moonshots in the biggest moments of their entire lives, and they're just rising to the occasion. And you have guys. I'm a Yankees fan. I love Aaron Judge. He hasn't been as good. Alex Bregman hasn't been as good. A lot of these big time guys, they haven't been as good. It's the younger guys in the bottom of the lineup. Like the Cubs' Pete Crow Armstrong, he stepped up big time. So I think this crop of talent that we have is so good for us for the future, to the point where, we might not be missing a Manny Machado or a Fernando Tatis,
And seeing it on TV, I do like the after game. I love Big Papi. He's hilarious as fuck. He says the craziest shit. And then to have A-Rod and Jeter on the same panel.
Yeah.
Like, that's
with him,
also
with Poppy in between them.
That's so crazy, man.
I love it.
I don't know. I think that's kind of
20 years
I
ago?
like them both, man.
20 years ago, you never would have thought those two.
So this is a little bit baseball, a little bit not. This is happened at the game that we were at. There's people in front of us, and the beer seller, concessionaire, whatever, is walking up and down the aisles, and he stops in a row right in front of me in the aisle. Like I said, we have an aisle seat, and somebody's ordering some beer, and I'm looking there. It's literally what I would call chick beer. There's Ultra in there. There's some summer shandy, some bullshit, and I don't know, some other thing. There's no Budweiser. Really? There's no beer. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I brought this up, I don't know, some months ago when I was at a concert. That is a trend I've noticed over the last 2 years is that we see these couples, married, dating, whatever, and they go there as a group, and you'll see 3 girls order Budweisers, and the 3 guys are ordering Mick Ultra. And I'm like, what? Something is wrong here, right? Something's reversed. So I'm saying about all the chick beer, and the guy in front of me was buying a chick beer, and he happens to mention, I don't know why he's trying to justify the chick beer, right, to me, is because he only has 1 kidney.
Oh, shit.
So he drinks the Ultra because it's not as strong,
so it doesn't make him pee as much.
I don't know, dude. But he brought that up, and afterwards I'm thinking, it just hits me like, there's an option if you have just 1 kidney to not drink any beer at all.
That
is a fucking option.
Kidney.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Oh, I drink Mick Ultra because I only have one kidney to fuck up now. One is gone.
Yeah.
Killed that one. No more Budweiser for me.
He was probably
Maybe we need a black warning label on Budweiser. Could, detriment to one of your kidneys.
Hey, he's probably fucking crushing steel reserves prior when he did have 2 kidneys. Because he's just like, well, I'm not going to stop, but I guess I'm Mick Ultra.
I think he apparently had, the way they were talking about it had to do with alcohol content.
Oh, some scientific.
Alcohol. No, I don't think it was scientific at all. I think it's total bullshit.
But
that's how they were. That's what they were doing to justify it. And the guy selling the beer was talking about the different alcohol content in the different beers.
So you'd rather if you had one kidney, you'd rather not drink any beer than drink Mick Ultra?
Don't you think?
I mean, how bad does somebody, if he likes to drink?
Well, apparently he does. That's the whole point. But really, so that
it's not my first choice.
If you lose a lung, what do? Do you smoke? A half a pack instead of the whole pack? I only have one lung left, so I don't smoke a whole pack every day anymore. I only do half a pack.
Yeah. I guess that, I don't know how that would work.
Or the menthol lights or whatever remember there used to be like a chick cigarette that used to be
Virginia Slims?
Something like that.
Something
but there was also the...
I think I know what you're talking. You're talking about the longer ones?
Yeah, but also the more minty.
Minty ones.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, the menthol, that smell, because growing up with my grandma, she was a hardcore smoker. Mm-hmm. It makes me so nauseous. I can't deal with any of that.
My parents were Winston smokers.
Oh, really?
Winston.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those
Marlboro in our house.
As Marlboro, and then
the really hardcore motherfuckers back then, Lucky Strikes.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's
because I don't think they had a filter.
Yeah, exactly.
Pussy.
Yeah,
let me show you.
Yeah, just straight to the fucking lungs. That's fucking crazy. Like the people who roll their own cigarettes. I had a buddy whose grandpa did that. He would sit there for like an hour and roll like what felt like hundreds of cigarettes.
I had an uncle like that. He'd just carry around the little pouch like a fucking he'd just pull it out of his back pocket, roll it up real quick,
and it'd just be like no filter, just straight smoke to the dome. And I don't know how he did it, but he's just a different breed, I guess, from a different time.
It's a different time, man. It's a different time when they drank Budweiser.
When they preferred to drink Budweiser, 1 kidney or 2.
I just thought that was Dawn and I just kind of looked at each other. Does he not know that not drinking is also an option?
Yeah.
Let's do this. I think this is interesting because a new thing that I'm trying to focus on with my social media is a little bit of a different tone, having a direct purpose of what I want my social media to represent. And what I've come up with is I made a joke before about the bottom of the 1%, being at the bottom of the 1%. And so I'm going with that I really, really like that. What is life at the bottom of the 1%? And it's not to brag by any means. It's more of to show people what's possible. And again, I've expressed many times that the difference between being broke, and I've been broke several times, and then twice now have made it to the bottom of the 1%, that's achievable. But the gap between the bottom of the 1% and the top of the 1% is just, it's an ocean. The difference is an ocean. And that that's not achievable for everyone, and is really, really, and should be exclusively for people who make the greatest impact, like Elon Musk has, however they personally feel about him. If you look at the company he's built and how many successful billion-dollar companies he's built, okay, well, he deserves it. Who would you rather give the money to deploy it to do the most with it as far as advancement, and also that's going to help other people or make a rising tide raise all boats. Does that make sense? Too? So I came across this Joe Rogan clip that I think really identifies what I'm trying to express about the difference between the bottom of the 1% and the 1%. So you're going to see me say that more often now on my social media, Facebook and stuff. So follow me there, X, Substack, which is, I'm so disappointed in Substack. I really am. I really thought it was gonna supposed to be a better version than X.
It's tough.
It's a cesspool, dude.
Yeah.
It's literally a cesspool.
Yeah.
I got called a kike 15 times by some dude. It's
I never
funny.
even heard that one. What
That's
does
a
that even
slur
mean?
It's a Jewish
people.
slur.
Sure,
Yeah.
It's a Jewish slur. And I'm like, I'm not Jewish.
What the
And then I had to
fuck?
point out to the guy who, I don't know, wanted to piss on my mother and
God damn.
and wanted her to have cancer. I'm like, she already
What the
died of cancer. And I had to point out, like, dude, she already,
That's
I told you
wild.
previously. Oh, dude, it's just, it just goes on and on.
That's fucking crazy.
And then I triggered him more and he just kept going.
Yeah, that's
like,
the thing.
it's like, I'm controlling you. Do you not realize I'm controlling you?
He had more
You're-
time to waste than you did.
Yeah.
100%.
But the difference is too, my daughter doesn't get it, like how it benefits me. I know how it benefits me. And I have something remind me, like, Queen Creek, the Queen Creek page. We'll talk about that in a minute because I'm
All
going to lead into that. That's funny. Somebody that I commented on. So, but let's do the Joe Rogan clip. So explain what a billion really is.
Fascinating. Sure. The difference between a million
Just
and
all
a
the way
billion,
back.
because I think in
Let's
America
go
we just
back.
kind of like, we don't even think about it. You know,
Right.
you just hear it and you're like, oh, he
Yeah. Can we start it with the sound right at the beginning? There we go.
You want to hear something really fascinating?
Sure. The difference between a million and a billion, because I think in America we just kind of like, we don't even think about it. You know,
Right.
you just hear it and you're like, oh, he must be a billionaire. You know, I'm sure someone, Joe Rogan dude's got to be a fucking billionaire, dude. Here's the difference that people don't realize. A million seconds is how many days would you guess? A million seconds. Do you know?
A
Can
million
you guess?
seconds.
A million seconds.
30 days.
That's a
100.
great guess. Okay.
Is it?
It's 11 days. That's good.
Oh.
Most people are fucking way off. A million seconds is 11 days. How many days is a billion seconds?
Watch this guy shock Joe
like
Rogan by
100
revealing
years.
how big a billion really
This
is.
guy's Andrew Santino.
31 years.
Jesus.
When someone tries to fucking say like they understand what a billion is, you're like, you have no fucking idea what a billion is. A billion is so beyond far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really describes the point
Yeah.
I'm trying to make.
It's
I
crazy.
would have never thought the difference in putting it in seconds is so
Yeah.
great a thing to do.
I think it's just time. Everybody.
And
kind
I
of,
thought, I would have thought it was more, at least like Rogan. I would have thought it was more than 11 days.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say
the
100
difference-
days.
11 days
Yeah.
versus 31 years?
Yeah, to get from a million to a
Good
billion
grief,
takes 31 years. Yeah, and then
That's
you put,
over half of my life
and
at 58 years old.
put that in the
soon.
moolah perspective. It's even
Yes,
longer.
that's the whole point.
even longer.
It is that difference of that and what you can get to. So that's going to be on the social media and also on here, folks. We don't really have this problem yet, like some podcasts do, that people are just watching and not hitting that subscribe button. We need both. We need you to watch and hit that subscribe button. Like it matters. We're trying to get more guests on the show. So you hitting that subscribe button helps us out for people evaluating the show and if they want to come on or not. So hit that subscribe button for us. It'd be greatly appreciated. Follow me on the other social media. It's all in the links below if you check it all out. Leo has it all set up there for you to do that. So this is, I think we can probably, let's go to my Facebook because we can probably pull it up.
Oh, the
Because
Queen
I'd
Creek
love to.
page.
Well, no, we're going to just pull up my page because we should be able to go in my notifications. Yep. Now let's search down go slow for me, go down because we're going to go to last night. Yeah, see previous. All right, just a little lower.
Golly. Notifications do you get?
Oh, a lot. Are
Jesus.
you kidding me? That's it? Maybe she took it down. I don't see it.
Say now we're back at yesterday at this point.
Yeah, it was supposed to be yesterday, last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you remember her
that's
name?
when
Hell no.
No, I would have if it would have been on mine, but mine should be the same as this. I should have seen it there. But anyways, so it's a young couple,
Mhm.
okay, and the woman gets on Facebook and basically posts on Queen Creek that her husband wants to play basketball, and are there any places that he can find like a pickup game or go and play basketball. His wife.
Yeah.
Well, my comment was about the fact that the wife was trying to ask the group, does anybody want to play with my husband? You know what I'm saying? It is. See, now, if I wanted to use it like that, I would go on to the thing and say, hey, I love to play basketball, find some pickup basketball games. Anybody know any good spots where I can, maybe, join in a pickup basketball game somewhere? There's no issue about that.
Yeah.
But when your wife does it for you, it's a little weird to me. And it's almost would be weird because I would expect this as a couple. Oh, he doesn't have Facebook. Well, maybe he should join the rest of the country. Okay, for one. You're young, and this is going to be a while that technology is going to be like this, and you have to do this. But you see, like, I make fun of any guy who has a his and hers account where both of their names.
I hate that shit.
Dude, well, no, dude, you're weak as fuck.
Yeah.
You're either you're weak as fuck or you got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You already got in trouble on Facebook because you were talking to some bitch you were supposed to be talking to.
That is very true.
Right?
That is very true.
That's what comes to mind. It's got to be one of those two.
Why else wouldn't you have
and this
your
guy
own?
doesn't have Facebook at all, so maybe he got in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he should. And so I just made fun of it a little bit. It was. I wasn't really slamming her, but she took such offense to that. Like it just went off, going back and forth. Like I said what I said.
Yeah.
You give your husband his balls back.
So take him out that safe.
Let him find his own fucking pickup basketball game. It's not that hard.
Well, also, Google's free, so you can just fucking Google.
Well, and you can find courts and just drive to the court and see if anybody's playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or Mountainside, the new Mountainside here, they've got a basketball court in there.
Oh, nice.
They do pickup games inside of there where people go, or you can bring your own group and play or whatever.
For sure. Yeah, I used to like join random ass pickup games all the time. As a child, I would just walk into a court full of grown men and just be like, hey, if you need one, I'm available. And they would, because they just want to play. It's not that fucking hard. I did it as a middle school teenager. I was able to walk up and be like, hey, I got next, and that's all you say, and then
in my
people
20s,
respect it.
Yeah, sometimes I'd be just 1-on-1. Sometimes it'd be 3-on-3 or whatever.
Yep,
just show up. There was courts you could just show up at and just play.
Yeah. I like that stuff because it's like I met a lot of people that I probably never would have met if I didn't do that stuff, to be honest with you. People that I still talk to today. They unfortunately shut those courts down because somebody ended up getting stabbed. But tensions run high, emotions run high. That local basketball, that local rep, at least at the time, that was like a real thing. Like you would know if you went there all the time, you would know who was a hooper there and who was there just to have fun.
Yeah.
And then there'd be that one like random old guy you could tell who used to be a hooper, but he's not as good as he used to. But he just wants to fucking be a part of the game. So he's just facilitating left and right, just
that's all good.
Being a floor general, it's fucking great.
Yeah, that's good. And the one thing about that kind of basketball, the rules haven't changed.
No.
You can still check people. You can still hand check people.
And you're a bitch if you call foul. You are a bitch.
It better be a real legit
you better
foul.
be bleeding. Because if you call a little slap, they're going to fucking clown you the rest of the game. Probably the rest of the day.
Probably.
Absolutely.
I'm all for that, yeah. But it's just this, anything that makes them a little bit uncomfortable,
Yeah.
They cannot do.
Yeah.
They think it's a thing that they should always be comfortable in any environment.
No.
And that's not a thing. That's just not life.
Yeah.
Life is about doing the most uncomfortable shit on a regular basis. And if you're not doing shit that's uncomfortable, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You're just not going to make it. I don't know. That's just not a life that I can imagine or want.
Well, yeah.
I just accept that life's uncomfortable. I just accept that life's hard and deal with the hard and deal with what's uncomfortable.
Well, it's funny that you kind of bring up like with the basketball like scenario, because a small like microcosm of that is I follow a guy on TikTok. I love watching his videos. He's arguably some of my favorite content because he's just this dude. He was a baller coming up as a prospect. Didn't end up making it to the NBA, but he was really good at 1v1. His name's MK on TikTok. It's like Matt Kiapatis or whatever. But this dude goes around the world to every country and is like, I'll fucking 1v1 anybody. I don't give a shit who it is. You're not fucking beating me. But the point that I'm getting to is that this dude is fucking ruthless on the court. Like, he will get in your head so hard. You want to talk about uncomfortable? Imagine going up to a dude you've never met before, and he is in your fucking grill talking the most shit. And you can't do anything about it because he's good, and he's clowning you in front of everybody, beating the shit out of you on the court. And that's the type of stuff that builds character, because after every one of those games, those dudes shake his hand every single time. They're never mad about it. They understand street ball. They just understand, like,
and he did it.
And it's
now if he was clowning like that and then he got it put on him where he was beat real bad, he'd be a joke.
Yeah.
He'd be a joke.
He loses every once in a while, but it's not like
But it's a good game.
It's a good game. It's never like
it's
never like a fucking he gets blown out. It's usually some crazy ass shot this guy will make.
Yeah.
But I like you might enjoy his content because people get so triggered in the comments. They're like, why is he so mean? Why is he gonna be so disrespectful? I was like, you've never played a single fucking second of street ball
or sports.
Yeah,
or sports.
And he's saying like he's disrespectful, but like the shit that people really do and say in street ball, they would if they think that's disrespectful. Oh my god! Back where I used to play, I was getting fucking hammered. They made fun of me so bad to the point where I didn't, but I wanted to cry. It was bad, but I didn't. I had to keep that strong face. But that's the type of shit.
Well, good.
That's the type of shit I don't like when people complain about that stuff, because it's really not that big a deal.
No, it's not.
It's just words.
You got to learn how to take that shit.
Yeah.
Because what real impact? It's no different than all the comments I get on my social media, like on TikTok. You know, I decided to do a video on TikTok where I don't say anything. I used a sound that's supposedly trending.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking around and I have my MAGA hat on.
Mm-hmm.
But in the written description, I don't say anything about MAGA.
Yeah.
I don't make any political statements or anything. I'm just wearing the hat. And I happen to be wearing the hat that's Trump, Gods, and Guns hat. And dude, the people just so triggered by a hat, which was the whole purpose of me doing the video.
Yeah.
Was to just demonstrate how easily people were triggered by just the hat, not even words, and just, oh my God, they just are unbelievable. And the things people would say, things that people say to me are what keeps people from using social media and trying to make money with social media, with using it in their business, because they don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
They're afraid to deal with that. And you have to be willing to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it like you don't really know what I'm doing because you're just commenting on one video. You don't know that I had an account. I've never had 100,000 followers, but you don't know that I did have an account that had 15,000 that they took down for no good reason. Then, because those videos that I had on that account, other people stole those videos and made accounts of me, fake accounts of me using, those are still up. So you can't tell me it was the videos or the content.
Yeah.
And then I had another account of 4,000, and that was taken down because I mentioned Epstein. And then now I don't even have 1,000 yet on there. But what they don't know is that, I don't get paid by TikTok, but I credit TikTok for at least generating me clients worth at least $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
And nobody would believe
because it's not because you don't put it all over social media.
I put it out there, but no,
like
they
real
don't know.
numbers
People
and shit
always
like that,
think
yeah.
it's based on these big numbers.
Yeah,
that
that's
you
what I
have to
mean.
have these
Yeah.
big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true if you want to get paid by the platform and you want to let them run ads and stuff, which I'm more than happy to get paid that way. You know?
Yeah.
Like I'm not against that. But there are other things you can use it for. Like I'm always for people. I said if I poured concrete, I would be doing concrete videos every day. You know, whatever your videos.
People like that
just
shit.
do the video. One of the guys that is a rep for me, I mentioned to him yesterday, like, you just have to do content. Do shitty content. I do not care. Do shitty content. But you got to start just talking about yourself and your experience. Do shitty content. It will get better. Or maybe it won't. But you'll get enough.
Well,
And he has a whole thing, like he is very, you know what a Malouk is?
Yeah.
Okay. He's very much like a Malouk Italian. You know what I mean? Like he's got that deep Italian, you know,
fresh off a boat.
blue collar
Oh,
Italian.
that's okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Accent and stuff.
Yes, sir.
And it's real.
Yeah.
It's not fake. Dude, use that.
Yeah, people like that.
Attract people that way.
People like
I'm just and you're a musclehead. You're just a big Italian musclehead.
Yeah.
Just use that.
Feed into that.
Be who you are. Feed into that. And look, I don't know if I know anything. I don't know these big words, but I know this. I take this, I get this big. That's what I do. I lift these weights, I get big.
People will like that shit.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Right?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, don't get me wrong, content, good content is key. But like you said, when you're first starting out, people are kind of more attracted to, like, not attracted, but they gravitate towards the person and along with the content. If they don't, like, a lot of people, they like the content, but they don't like the person, they just won't consume the content.
But it is such a thing that even if you're not on social media, I'm telling you, a whole lot of you out there are not where you could be because you're worried that if you take that chance to do that thing that you really want to do, that it's going to be frowned upon by friends, by family, your father, somebody. You're worried about what someone else thinks of it. And I really thought about that because I've had a conversation recently with someone who went through some shit in his life back in my home area and business-wise and stuff too. And I identify with that because of the things that I went through and, mistakes that I made. And like me, he, I had certain views and thoughts of him, and that's changing a little bit. But like me, he just pushed on anyways. He just kept going anyways. And there are some people that, have had interactions with him, like people have had interactions with me. They're just always not going to like him.
Yeah.
They're just not going to, or me. But because he kept pushing on and he's moved by that. And because we have, I don't know, a few billion, 5 billion people in the world, whatever the fuck the number is, it's probably right around there. Not everybody knows you. And you're always making a new first impression. And I'm certainly not about being phony, but being authentic, but just acknowledging, yeah, I did that, but I accepted my past and what I did, and I don't run from it. I don't make things up or make things sound better than they were. It just is what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's owning it, and people will give you respect, or at least a good number of people will respect you for owning it and forgive you and let you move on. Others, they'll just always want to say shit about you and whatever. But you just got to get past that because so many people could do so much better than what they are if they were just willing to put themselves out there. But the reason they don't is the reason that I gave, that if you go into my comments, especially on TikTok and stuff, and see the shit that people say to me, things that in 100 years they'll never say to my face. Not a single fucking time.
No.
And I know that's the case because it's never happened.
Yeah.
And people have had a chance. Or one of the reasons that, well, like I'm going to do a video in the next day or so. So I have these plastic cases that I put my hats, and they're all over. They're in every single bedroom, literally every bedroom's closet. And they're usually stacked by 2. That's how many fucking hats I have now. I haven't counted them. It has to easily be pushing between 300 and 400.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
And I lost a couple hundred hats, some years ago because of a flood too. That sucks. That were really
That's crazy.
Cool
That's
hats.
I hate that.
That were
shit.
like I had a Masters hat,
like a vintage,
I had a
like,
PGA Championship hat that I got there. That would still be a good hat today.
Yeah.
Like it was
those
still
vintage,
a good
like
shape
retro shit that always comes back.
Now it would be retro.
Yeah,
it was real then.
Present time. Yeah, we did have a comment from good old Bob here. He said, "Gearing up to throw down something big again. I actually have to retrain myself to get comfortable in the uncomfortable. Only some understand this shit." Very true.
Yeah.
That not everybody can come to grips with that.
You have to though.
Yeah.
But we've made it exceptionally hard by protecting this especially younger generation. But it goes for everyone. People, you would rather be liked. And people don't do well with criticism. I do. I could let some of it go. I let some of it go. Some of it, I say shit back. And when I say shit back, I'm also doing it to be entertaining.
Yeah.
And some people follow me just for that, because if someone talks shit to me, they know I'm gonna throw
a couple
shit
minutes
back
of some
at them.
entertainment.
Yeah, for a minute or so. And especially if you have any content up, if you have anything that I can use, well,
free game.
Then it's good, because like what I said about that husband not having his own account or whatever, what I said was true.
Yeah.
And it was funny.
Start to peel back the layers for him.
She made some comment about me of like, that's not true. So therefore it's not funny. It doesn't affect me.
Nice try, though.
Like insult me with truth. Right? Like, and I'll, that's my thing. I'll tell people, yes, let me help you insult me. I can help you insult me better than
Here's some links.
You can.
I'll give you a day.
For sure. But it is interesting about that you just got to be willing to do that. And that's all the difference in the world, is doing things and not worrying what other fucking people are going to say about it. Everybody wants to act like they're hard and that they do. I don't care what other people think. Yeah. Doesn't really show that's your actions don't really show that.
Yeah. That's what matters most.
That's what matters most. Because if you really didn't care, you would do this. It doesn't stop me. Somebody making fun of my podcast hasn't stopped me.
Yeah.
I'm doing it anyways. But I have had experience where, in the grind, in doing this and grinding it out. And the biggest reason most people fail is because they quit. And the biggest reason that I've had more success to make it to the bottom of the 1% is because I've persevered. Not smarter, although I'm pretty smart. Not smarter, just persevered. Just kept going when other people weren't willing to keep going.
It's
if you want to do what I do or enjoy the things I enjoy, it's not, it must be nice. It's that I'm willing to do what you're not. And that's totally okay.
It's interesting. Excuse me. It's interesting you bring that up because are you familiar with the rapper Nipsey Hussle? He recently passed like about 5 years ago, unfortunately.
Yeah, because there was a whole bunch of not controversy. What do I want to say?
It was like beef. There was really a jealousy in terms of how he passed because he was opening up his store where he grew up at, and they shot him at the grand opening of it.
Yeah, but wasn't there a conspiracy thing that he was talking about that some people didn't like?
The Dr. Sebi shit about how he found the cure for AIDS through a plant in Africa, and it's actually, he's not lying. There's like a whole documentary coming out, and now it's just never coming out, apparently. Yeah. If you look up Dr. Sebi, this is not like a conspiracy. He has it figured out.
That's when I was heard of him.
Yeah. He was very outspoken about that. But
yes.
What I was kind of more leaning towards was
ahead.
he had a very influential interview for a lot of people, but there's one specific moment, and they ask him basically like, what do you say to people like, you know, trying to come up, like what is it that you did that to overcome these hurdles? And he was like, I don't have any redeeming quality about me that makes me better than the next person. The only thing that I did is I just didn't stop. That's it.
Yeah, I'm 100%
I just continued.
with that, man.
And
I'm 100%
the fact that you said that, like, it just reaffirms that, because he did it the hard way. He had to come up, and he took no label deals. He didn't sell out. He owned all of his masters, so everything was pure profit. But it took him longer to get on that mainstream like limelight in the music industry for that reason, because he was constantly shooting down the bigwigs. He wanted to do it on his own, and maybe that has something to do with, you know, the Dr. Sebi stuff, or like somehow that's connected, and they didn't like how basically they couldn't control him. And yeah,
they never like that.
Yeah, they definitely don't like that. And yeah, unfortunately, his life was taken, and you know, it sucks. He put out great music. He was authentic, which is why people liked him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think he's a great role model to follow after in terms of what you're trying to do with the career, regardless of what field it is.
Regardless of what field it is, it does not matter. You got to just put that other stuff behind you. Be willing to take the arrows. Be willing to take the shots. I was going to say you're not going to die, but that doesn't apply there, does it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
And just when you're saying that and bring that up, that reminds me of Candace right now, too, that I'm in a different place with Candace than a lot of people are. I'm somewhere between these two camps and how it goes. But I will say this, the things that she's doing and continues to talk about, like, she needs a lot of security.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
She has to have a lot of security. I do seriously think that.
If it happened to Charlie, it can happen to anybody. Unfortunately.
And you're like, with all the attention on her, would they be willing at this point to do it? Well, yeah, I think they would.
Yeah.
They would rather do it to shut her up.
Yeah. Why that's never stopped anybody before, like, from doing that to somebody.
Things that she's bringing up about Romania and Jeffrey Epstein and
poking some
Erica.
Some serious bears.
Serious.
Yeah.
That nobody wants to touch.
But at least she's
nobody
doing it.
wants to touch.
At least she's doing it. She probably knows. She probably has that in the back of her mind, because people are fucking crazy. I mean, it might not. It could be somebody not related to any of that.
But see, I don't think it'll be somebody crazy that's triggered.
No. It won't be. No. It's going to be a certain. They're going to say he's crazy.
It's the other. Yeah, whoever they get to do it.
No, yeah. Right. I agree with that. They love to frame. Oh, wow.
But it'll be the higher powers.
Yeah, absolutely. They're always at work.
So that kind of leads into this then for today, though, too. And I know it took us a little while to get to the political stuff, but that's okay, because we do things how we do them here and not how everybody else does it. But here's what I've been thinking about this weekend, and you're a good one for me to kind of bounce this off of. I'm going to ask you this question. When what Trump is doing now, you voted for Trump.
Absolutely.
There are some people, I think 80%, maybe I'm wrong. I think it's more like 80% of people who voted for Trump, he has their support. And maybe there's somewhere between 10 and 20% of people that don't support him now. Mm-hmm. And even of the 80%, we shouldn't always have to qualify it to say, well, you know, I voted for Trump, but I don't always agree with him. We shouldn't always have to throw that out. That's of course, that's just like what Alante McCulley said when he was on the show. Of course, that's the case. Of course, we don't agree with everything. But why do we always have to qualify it when we talk to people and say that, like, somehow, like, hey, don't be mad at me. I give two fucks if somebody's mad at me and what they think about my vote. But I'm going to ask you in this way, if it's something you can answer like this. Did you vote for this? What's going on now, did you vote for this?
Yes, I voted for the deportations. I voted for the bombings of Iran, and that's not because I hate those countries or those people. It's because I know it's for the greater good of America
Now,
and the rest of the world.
Let me slow you down. So, but Trump said that no new wars and, no endless wars. And now we have this war. So, I mean, it wasn't like he said beforehand, I'm going to take care of Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go back in his history and what he said and what people should do, he certainly was on the side of not putting up with Iran shit because he did that in his first term and got rid of the deal that was made. That was a bad deal. Yeah. I can't believe people still are trying to make out like that was some kind of at the end of that deal, it allowed them to have nuclear weapons.
Yep.
All that deal was to delay them to a certain date, 10 years. And we're really, most politicians, if you've asked over the last 40 years, it didn't matter if they were Democrat or Republican. And even John Fetterman has brought this up. It didn't matter what party you were from. One of your core beliefs was that Iran should never, ever be allowed to have a nuclear weapon.
Yes.
That used to be a policy.
Yeah.
It's not now. They've totally changed. Out of simple hatred for one man, they pro-Iran.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
The fuck is that?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to get to. Trump didn't say he was going to do this. He said the opposite. So by listening to what you're saying, I don't feel betrayed, but I'm trying to not focus on me right now. I'm focusing. You don't feel that Trump betrayed you or snookered you or pulled one over on you?
No, because, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but here, let me just kind of go back a little bit.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
When I say I voted for deportations and the bombings of Iran, like, obviously we knew deportations were going to happen. We just didn't know what it was going to look like. I knew it wasn't going to be pretty no matter what.
There was no way to do it
No
pretty.
fucking way it was going to be pretty. There was going to be lots and lots of pushback on it, however it was. And we've seen how it is. So I understood what that was going to be going into it. When I say I voted for the bombing of Iran, I didn't specifically go in there. I'm like, yeah, I'm voting for him because I know he's going to bomb Iran. I just know that if it gets to that point where he's tried to be like, hey, you guys can't have nuclear weapons. This is what you can do. This is what you can't do. And if it got to a point where Iran's like, fuck you, we're going to do whatever we want anyways, then I know that he would be willing to take that leap and be like, all right, well, now we have to fucking bomb you and get rid of all of your infrastructure. I just don't think a lot of people, I think they like the charisma of Donald Trump, but I don't think they always understand like what he's getting at, because he does a lot of subtle things. Like he says things very subtly and they have a much greater meaning than like what happens in the present. Like how he was talking about with Greenland, how if we had Greenland, he's like, we won't have to worry about Russia and China. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? They're right there. It's like, that's not what he fucking means. He's talking about from a geopolitical, like from a military strategical standpoint. Yes. That's what he's talking about.
Because what good does it have for us to have a base someplace? And we have I don't know if we have a base in Spain or not, but Spain is a part of NATO. And now they're saying we can't fly in their airspace. You know what I would do? I would fly in their motherfucking airspace and I would give them notice. We're coming and we're coming through. And if you stop us, we will shoot you the fuck down.
Yeah.
And I dare you to shoot on us.
Yeah.
You're a NATO country. We're supposed to have your back. If somebody comes after you, you're expected to have our back. I'm not asking you for, boots on the ground or military to support us. I'm simply flying over the country. And this really pisses me off. There's 6 people that have died. More are going to die.
Yeah.
Of Americans. It's war.
Yeah.
And 6 people died, though, that didn't have to die. And the reason they died is because when we can't use certain bases and do certain things like that, that means we've had to, instead of refueling on the ground, we have to refuel in the air. And everybody will tell you, I'm not an expert at this, but the people who are all say that that's more dangerous than fueling on the ground. And That's how that happened.
Yeah.
That's how that accident happened.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, we were fired upon or somebody took it down. It was simply an accident that could happen from refueling. You could refuel in practice, which they do like any other time when we're not in war, and people die from it because shit goes wrong.
Yeah.
But you're raising that stakes because we can't do it. That's just bullshit, man.
An allied country.
Allied country. And that's Trump is exposing our allies for not being allies.
Yeah.
Taking our money, taking our support, and we're spending $1 billion a day on this war. We should be spending it on the people here. Look, I'm all for spending our money on people here. All for it. Okay? But we have waste, fraud, and abuse that is way the fuck out of control. You're always going to have some fraud, but it's way out of control. We have money that we're giving to foreign countries, in aid and support. There's the reason that these other countries over there have health care. And why are we focused on America's health care? How about we stop giving those fuckers money and stop protecting them for free?
Yeah.
And then we'll have money for health care for all.
Pull their own weight.
We can do that. So the war is totally separate, has nothing to do with that. And I think you could tell me if I'm wrong. I think you kind of align the same way that I do, is that I chose the man. And that's all you can ever do. They can express their issues. You're not going to agree on all the issues, no matter who, Republican, Democratic side. But you're picking the person that when they're confronted with certain decisions, you trust that person to make the better decision. Remember, there used to be the advertisements about who would answer the call at 3:00 in the morning. And could you wake Joe Biden up at 3:00 in the morning?
I can't confidently answer that.
Probably not. But Trump,
Yeah.
you're not waking Trump up at 3:00 in the morning because he's already fucking up and he's tweeting.
Yeah. Yeah, live tweeting, talking shit.
He's live tweeting.
No, you kind of hit the nail on the head with me. Like I voted.
So I did vote for
Yeah.
this, even though I specifically did not vote for the war in Iran.
Yeah.
I voted for him to make the decisions that were that
to
were going
strong
to
arm
be
if
the
he
best.
needs to, yeah.
Yes, and that's what I want America. I want America to project strength again. I'm so done with this. Oh, we shouldn't do that to other countries. We're a big bully. Tough fucking shit. Somebody has to have control. And if anybody's going to have control, I'd rather it be us than any other fucking country.
like
I can't
China
think of
or Russia.
Oh, this country's really doing it a lot better than we are. Really?
They're like
Sure, are they?
They're like a percentage of our size of our entire country too. Those are the ones they always try to compare is like these tiny ass countries. Well, they're doing.
Well, that's economically.
And it's like that doesn't transfer to a country as large as the United States. Not only just domestic economy, but worldwide economy. It does not translate. But yeah, that's just to sum up.
They don't understand. That's what the talk is now. Did you vote for this? Did you is this what you really wanted? You wanted higher gas prices.
No.
You know what? Gas, I can remember this. This is how cheap gas is. Let me tell you how cheap gas is. Don't be telling me $5 is a lot for gas, because I can tell you that I bought a brand new Ford Excursion 2020. The Excursion that I bought, that was, they stopped making them, but it was it was a V10.
Damn.
I didn't have the diesel. It was a V10 though.
Damn.
And it was a couple inches longer than what like a Suburban was or an Escalade was.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the Expedition XLs then.
Oh, okay.
And even if they did, it wouldn't have, they just had a regular Expedition like Tahoe and stuff like that. So, but they didn't have the longer one like the Suburban. They did that later. So it was a big ass vehicle and I wanted it. And my license plate on the vehicle was one big SUV. And I remember somewhere in that first year or two of owning that vehicle. So I didn't pull any charts up to see what gas prices were, but gas skyrocketed. Of course, it was probably after 9/11.
Yeah.
Think about it, Troy. Yeah. That gas prices went up to about $5 a gallon. And I was paying $115, $120, 24 years ago to fill up that vehicle. The fact that 24 years later, you could still fill up a vehicle for that amount of money is astounding.
Yeah.
And that all has to do with the technology that we have and the drilling that we're able to do and the fracking that we're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you strip taxes away from it, oh my God. I mean, think about it.
Probably like 40% of the price.
Isn't it? It seems to me, I don't know why I'm thinking this way, but it seems to me it'd be easier to milk a cow than get oil.
Yeah,
right?
It definitely would be.
I don't know. Maybe it's not. But look at the price of milk.
Yeah. It's almost like $3 for like a gallon of milk. I mean, that's not like I'll still buy it, but like, I mean, I remember a couple years ago it was under $2.
I just think it's phenomenal what they've been able to do and the price of oil. So multiple times I'm pointing out over the last 24 years, multiple times we have pushed that $5 a gallon envelope.
Every presidency has had this issue.
And the one thing I do trust is I trust Trump to do everything he can to bring those prices down. Biden released oil from the strategic reserves, not for a really great reason, just because prices were high and inflation was gone up.
Yeah.
Trump was releasing it now because of the situation with Iran, because of war, to stabilize it.
Yeah.
And the guy who filled up those strategic reserves for Biden and put cheap gas in those strategic reserves, oil, ultimately gas, was Trump. And he'll do it again.
Yep.
And he'll fill this up again when things get back. And they will. Things will come back down.
Yeah.
It's going to end how it's going to end. You know, we can all predict. I've never seen anything like this where we talked about it last week. Everything is play-by-play. We are play-by-playing every little single thing with this fucking war. And if I have to hear... I'm not going to say this nicely because I can't. If I have to hear about that girls' school again, I might be triggered. Okay, I might be triggered. Shit happens in war. The fact we do not purposely target civilian places like that. We do not do that on purpose. That's what makes us different. But on the other hand, it's very hard. In fact, we haven't won a war with these new rules. The new rules are, it has to be military targets and personnel. Dude, we killed. How many people did we kill in Japan?
I don't know.
Can you look that up? Can you look that up?
A lot. It's got to be
for me quick.
It's got to be a fuck ton, unfortunately.
With like ChatGPT.
I would say like a couple 100,000, maybe.
Did Leo leave us?
I'm not too sure.
No, I'm typing.
Oh, okay. Like you're quiet, man.
I would say a couple 100,000. Maybe like I don't know.
It's more than that.
2.6 to 3.1 million. Goddamn. Yeah, that's a big hit to a small country like that.
And how many does it say? How many just for the atomic bombings?
90 to 166,000 for Hiroshima and 60 to 80,000.
70 to 80,000 instantly from that. 70 to 80,000, man. And we're talking about 100 and some at a girls' school?
Yeah.
This is what ended the war.
Yeah.
This is how you get what Trump said he wants is total. Now look, that's because we're using that stupid shit about regime change and we're so like, do you want to do this if we're trying to do regime change? You know what? They've had a chance to do that on their own.
Yeah.
And they're either going to or not. I realize it's very difficult for them because they don't have guns. They don't have the ability to do that, but I don't know. I'm just saying that this is how I feel about it. That last week when they had like a parade, Iran had their Quds parade.
Yeah.
And there were leaders in that parade. And there were also civilians. We should have took it that fucking parade the fuck out, dude.
Yeah.
The whole fucking street and the people, if you were dumb enough to go out in the street and celebrate with the
Ayatollah,
regime leaders, I got no use for you.
Because you obviously
you're not going to be in the,
you're a part of the problem.
You're a part of the problem.
Yeah.
And we want to resolve the threat.
Yeah.
Resolving the threat is the most important. And saving American lives first versus other lives. The idea that we have to do all this other bullshit, man, that's just not how war has ever been fought for hundreds and thousands of years and how war was won.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, we're just smarter. We're just more moral, and we don't do that. Yeah. Tell me how moral we are and how many people we just took out with fucking COVID.
Yeah.
All right. And tell me that people want to control the population. I don't think that this particular war is about controlling the population, because if it had anything to do with it, they'd be doing what I said.
Yeah.
They'd be taking these people out. But I'm talking about taking them out to literally win the war.
Yeah.
To finish it off. Because we did good. And I mean, let me say this. Even I haven't changed my mind about Iraq on everything. Going back to Iraq. What I changed my mind on was when it drug on, and that we didn't take their oil to pay us back, and do the different things. Like, we should have taken that oil. We freed you motherfuckers. We're taking the oil to pay us back for now, and we'll give you so much of that to operate your own country and do all that other shit or whatever. But I was for the initial war, and I'm still for the initial war. When people said we were lied to about weapons of mass destruction, my response is this, and I'm going to tie it in with the Iran thing right now, is this. That during prior to the Iraq war, they proclaimed that they had weapons of mass destruction. So I don't know. I mean, the intel, good, bad, maybe you don't know. What they were literally telling the world was that they had weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
So the fact that we believed you, and then you only had a bunch of old shit, well, that was pretty dumb of you to say.
Yeah.
Because you're dead now. Okay, that was really fucking stupid for you to say. And I'm tying that into the Iran now, that apparently this was released last week, information released last week, that the negotiators, prior to this action with Iran, that Iran was bragging in the negotiation that they were literally 2 weeks away from having a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, I heard
2 weeks away.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. They said it.
Yeah.
Why should we not believe them?
That's the thing.
I would believe, and if you really weren't, well, then that was really dumb on you to pretend that you did.
It's like cost.
So that's what I'm saying. I still to this day, I just don't like how we handled the war after the initial invasion and things, and how things were done, and we kept pouring money in and just not getting shit done. That's same with Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the initial war. I don't have a problem with this in Iran, but I will if it goes on for 10 years, because it doesn't take 10 years to win a fucking war with one country.
Yeah.
Okay. It just doesn't. And when you compare the weapons that we have today to the weapons that we had in the 1940s or during World War I, get the fuck out of here.
You don't have to send people in. You can just do it all remotely.
Mostly.
Yeah, mostly.
You go back to Kosovo.
Yeah.
Clinton never put boots on the ground. Now, I thought it was a mistake at the time for Clinton to tell people he wasn't going to put boots on the ground.
Yeah.
You never say that.
Yeah,
you always keep your options open. You should never say, but you should always, you should always want the other side. I mean, has nobody else but me read The Art of War? I mean, it's a great book. If you haven't fucking read The Art of War, read The Art of War.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's worth it. You will find... It's for everyday life too.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
But and I know Trump's read it.
Yeah,
I promise you, Trump has read it.
A lot of these.
And let me add this into the Trump thing too. We are all making judgments, including me, and talking about this shit like we actually have all the information.
No, we don't. We never do.
Of course, but nobody's talking about the fact that we don't have all the information.
A fraction of the information.
Exactly.
Enough to just give us what we want.
We're judging and saying he's doing it right or wrong. Either way that we support that. I think you support it just out of just being American. Maybe you don't like the timing or whatever, but you should have a certain view of Iran, and then you should not root against your country to win.
Yeah.
Even Bill Maher just this past weekend said the same shit. He's like, how can you not? He's on Team USA. He's not on Team Iran.
He's vehemently against Trump too. Yeah. He's the one. He's very outspoken against Trump, right? Bill Maher?
Yeah, but he's both ways. He's really, even when Trump attacked him recently, which I thought was dumb for Trump to do, about talk shit about that dinner. He's like, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
He still feels it was worth it to have the dinner and do what he did. And I think it was worth it for him too. Just like I would have done the same thing and would have done it if it was a different president. I do have nothing but respect for him for doing that. But yeah, I mean, he's just not, he's liberal. I'm not liberal, but he's not crazy.
Yeah.
That's the difference. He's not crazy.
A rational person.
Similar to John Fetterman. He's simply just not crazy.
Yeah.
Left-wing nut, pose everything. No, he's like, what are you people talking about? We have been Iran, no nuclear weapon for Iran for 47 years. And finally somebody is doing something about it, and you have an issue. Because really, I think that there has to be, I know there's information like you do that we don't know, that do you think that Trump thought this was really the best time, or that the circumstances dictated that the time had to be now?
I think the circumstances dictated, because we've seen him operate in good faith multiple times with world leaders, and whether they, I don't want to say
because how does it help Trump with the economy getting better and better and focusing on those things? How does this help that? With the price of it doesn't. He's not stupid. No matter what these other fuckers think of him, he's not stupid. And most of his real political opponents will agree he's a hell of a political opponent for a guy who's never been in politics.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at reading which way the wind is going and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, which things to get out in front of.
I would say it's more so, I feel like it's more so him about getting out in front of things rather than trying to play catch up. Like it's like when like a scandal happens, they always say it's better, you should be the first one to say it because you can dictate and control the story.
Yes.
And now it's the same concept, but you dictate geopolitically how things are going to go. And again, nobody should be upset that Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons. They can have nuclear energy. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But it's nuclear weapons, like you said, there's no fucking reason why anybody in this country should be upset that they don't have them.
And any time that they've said, well, that's all they're doing, it was always a lie.
Always. They lie about everything.
And we know it was a lie based on how much was enriched and how much you need to have enriched to have the nuclear power. And they are 10 times above that. They're way the fuck above that.
Yep.
So just for the listeners, for the three who give a shit about any of this stuff and this show and listening to this show, just we need to kind of put that out in the forefront of our thinking about this now, that we do not have all the information. We do not have it. And that's the case most of the time. There's something else that has to be. Maybe that's the same way with the Epstein files. I was thinking, it's not just this is happening so that we're not talking about the Epstein files. You know what else we're not talking about? Just occurred to me last night.
What?
And I looked it up to see what happened. Ilhan Omar incident that we all think was fake. And she got, because it was proven, now, this is facts I'm giving now, it was proven that it was apple cider vinegar and water.
Yeah.
Okay. So apparently it was to make a statement, and he did it like, why would you risk? Because the guy's going to end up in jail for like 8 years.
Yeah.
For that. Why would you, like, if you really wanted her dead and really, that was a really weak attempt, and it really wasn't an attempt. It was more about just bringing attention to it. And dude, you got attention for 2 days. Yeah. 3 days tops.
Wasn't shit.
Was that really fucking worth it? That's just idiotic.
Yeah. No.
But I'm still not convinced
that
it wasn't that it wasn't a setup. Still not convinced.
The very first time I saw that video was when we were live on this podcast, and I said immediately, I was like, "That looks fucking fake." Like, regardless,
but they're not even investigating. that part of
I
it.
know that's the thing. It went away because it was fake.
But it's gone away. But things have moved on.
Yeah.
With the case, you know, because I checked it out.
Yeah.
But nobody is talking about it.
Yeah.
Nobody.
I'm willing to bet that dude's not even in jail.
Really, initially, it's how is it not first thought? If it's real, then it's an assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Of a member of Congress.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Because it's an unknown substance at first.
It's a big deal.
It's like mailing just unknown
Except
white
it's not
powder.
a big deal.
Like how
nobody's talking about it. Yeah.
Remember when they mail the white powder? It seems like actually a couple presidencies has happened, but somebody always mails some suspicious white powder to the White House or wherever. Some
anthrax.
Yeah, like because that's
what it was.
Thing.
I was trying to remember.
Yeah,
I pulled that out of my brain.
Yeah.
Some of those peptides I'm taking must be working for me to pull that out of there. Anthrax.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it seems like since that whole scare happened, multiple presidencies or like politicians, they've had some incident where they just get this mysterious white envelope and it's got a mysterious white powder.
Yeah.
It's just the same shit. It's just shitty attempts at attention where some people, I don't think it's whether they have an agenda or not. It could just come down to them just wanting to be heard in some way. Like there's some people that they won't speak out, but they'll do some shit like that from behind the curtains. There's just weirdos like that.
So here's my last message. If you're a Trump supporter or you voted for Trump, don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy now. Stand up. Do not allow them to shut your voice down. Do not allow them to do that. I would not, in this case, trust anybody else that was running for president or has had presidential ambitions. There's not a single person that I would trust more to make these decisions than Donald Trump.
And that that summed up just summed up the original question you asked me is, do I feel bad?
It's about trusting the person to make the best.
I went into it because there's certain things I wanted that he was running on, which he did try. You know, he did actually put the effort in. Didn't happen. So now I knew that if that didn't happen, he would be willing to take that next step to strong arm them and show them we're not fucking around. So that's what I voted for.
Yeah,
as a strong-headed person.
I didn't vote on the Ukraine-Russia war to end. I voted on him trying to end it.
Yeah.
Which he has done and is still trying to do.
Yeah.
Even with all these other things, it's still to put pressure that way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And Zelensky's starting to come along that way too. He was very opposed at first. Now he's not so opposed to it.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're all for that. You're all for that, but not, when we're talking about the most mortal enemy. Nobody has ever hated the United States and wanted to do harm to the United States more than the country of Iran.
Yeah.
More than China, more than Russia. Absolutely. And they've done things, I guess, if you point things out, I think Bob did last week, pointing out like in Libya and shit over the years, things that have been done by Iran to Americans, and we didn't answer them. We didn't answer it.
Yeah.
And because we didn't answer them, it emboldened them to continue to do it. Well, they're not going to do anything. We could take some of them out.
We'll do,
we can do that.
Yeah.
And now we have a president that says, nah, that's not how that's going to work.
Yeah. When we say something, we fucking mean it.
We mean it.
That's what I wanted to take.
That's what I wanted.
To not be a fucking pushover of a country.
And Kamala, she will not ever run again. And if she does, you are the dumbest party on the face of the earth, and you get whatever you get because she couldn't manage a campaign, let alone a country. So, and then you stupid idiots talking about Biden, greatest president. Wouldn't you rather have Biden now?
Fuck no.
You motherfuckers. Biden isn't president now because of one thing for sure. You took him out of the running. Maybe Trump would have won against Biden. Maybe he wouldn't. But one thing I'm sure, he didn't win because of you.
Yeah.
Because you decided, he did it. He went through the democratic process of the Democrat system of nominating someone, and he did everything he had to do. But before he got to the point of the big party, at the end where you're given the votes and they announce you, he did everything he was supposed to do up until then. He won the votes. And you decided, yeah, but we don't think you're going to win, so we're going to remove you. Fuck all the people that voted. Yeah. Don't. You have no moral authority to talk to me about the Democrat process when you violated your own rules to get rid of a guy who was already president.
Yeah.
You got rid of him. We didn't get rid of him. Mm-hmm. If he was the greatest president ever and going to be known, why did you get rid of him? You can't. You fuckers can't answer that because you're fucking morons.
For someone way worse than, in my opinion, way worse.
Way
than him.
Worse.
And actually, one quick thing before I wanted to mention about that. So a friend of mine, he's a big time Trump supporter. He's got like fucking posters of him in his house and shit. But he did bring up a really good point that struck up a conversation with he and I. Towards the end of Biden's presidency, when he saw you kind of saw the shoulders kind of just relax a little bit, and he was like a little bit more himself. And he was like cracking jokes and shit and actually being funny. And me and my buddy were like, well, hang on now. Don't let me find out that Joe Biden's actually a really cool fucking guy. And then we were like, well, how would you feel if, you're a career politician. Mm-hmm. You've worked your whole life to get to this point. You finally get voted to be president and you're just being told what to do by, these fucking trans, these people in your ear, telling you to do all this woke shit. Basically, you're not in control. He was not in control. Mm-hmm. So, I feel like maybe at first he was okay with it, but then towards the end, you could see, it just seemed like a war on him. He wasn't the one calling the shots exactly.
Well, of course he wasn't controlling the shots, because if he was controlling the shots, he wouldn't have backed out.
Exactly.
He wouldn't have backed out.
So,
he did not say, I'm going to quit because, I really feel this way.
Yeah.
You forced him to do that.
Yeah. So
you forced him to do that.
Yeah. Regardless of how you feel about Joe Biden, just put in this perspective of you as a person, your career, you work towards something, and then you get to the highest point, and everyone just fucking tries to push you around and tell you what to do. That sucks in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Why else would you work for that? You want to be there.
100%. One last thing as we wrap things up today. I saw this article and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So this was on Fox News. Common vitamin could bring relief from long COVID symptoms, studies suggest. And I did not have to read any further to know what vitamin that was.
Vitamin D? I don't.
Of course.
I was say that's my first guess.
We all knew it. That you're really doing a story about this now and a study about this now that's in the Journal of Nutrition. Okay, you published this shit, and we knew that vitamin D was a thing when it was going on early on to help you probably better than the vaccine.
Oh, undoubtedly.
My personal opinion. The vitamin D was better to help you if you did catch it, that you were going to be able to more likely survive it.
Yeah.
As if your vitamin D levels were
natural.
up. And if you aren't in Arizona, guess what you got to do? You're supposed to get, I believe, was 20 minutes a day outside in the sun.
Yeah.
And even here, when it's 120 degrees and you're not going outside, you know what you should do? Take a vitamin D supplement.
If you can.
But if you live, as I did back in Ohio at the time, Northwest Ohio, Lake Erie, out on the boat. I was getting my vitamin D out on the boat, which was a lot of fun. But if you were inside 3 years, you needed to be taking some vitamin D. We knew that then. And now they're announcing that?
Yeah.
And we were, people like me who were talking about this then, at least on social media and out on the podcast, we were nuts.
You're a fucking
You told us we were idiots.
You're killing people.
For vitamin D.
Yeah, I know. That I've talked extensively on the whole COVID era of shit. We have seen now that they've pretty much doubled back on every statement they made back then in terms of science, health, whatever it is.
Right.
I can't think of a single thing that they researched or studied back then that's stuck around now. Mm-hmm. It seems like they're going back and oh, well, now, maybe vitamin D was better. And it's just Yeah, we fucking knew. You just wanted to keep us inside, and you wanted to fucking have the largest wealth transfer in human history, and all the 8 billion other reasons why you wanted to do it.
Yeah, for sure. And control.
Yeah.
All about control.
All at the end of the day, it's
experiment on control. And it worked.
A new form of divide and conquer.
There's a bunch of you that still believe that shit today.
Yeah.
A bunch of you.
Masks and shit. I can't fucking.
100%. But that's all I needed for that. This is like, are you kidding me? A new study release. Vitamin D. This is not fucking news except to idiots. We knew this shit.
Yep. Who would have known that something that is completely natural to us would help heal us?
Right.
Crazy fucking concept, right?
Yeah. You should have been in the gym. You should have been trying to lose weight. And you should have been outside without a mask. And if you weren't, you should have been taking vitamin D. We knew that. Big announcement. But thank you for that. All right. So I think it was pretty solid today.
I liked it.
I think we were pretty solid. It was pretty good. I appreciate that. And for the rest of you, check out all of our socials. Get in touch with me there if you so choose, or at least follow along. I think on my Facebook, I maybe have like 100 friend spots left. But very, very soon, you're not going to be able to be my friend anymore. You're just going to have to follow me. Because I think it maxes out at 5,000.
That's good, though. That means growth is always good.
Well, I already have some people that follow me that aren't on the friends list because those numbers are different. So that's how I know that.
Yeah.
Trying to grow the TikTok back again and X and these places and do my best to be consistent on there. So your support there is welcome too. And questions, drop them here. If you drop a question on any episode, then we don't get to it. We'll maybe, at the next episode, we might start as we get more listeners and questions and comments, start addressing some of those. Like, last episode, so-and-so asked this or brought this up and do that. We can do a segment like that. But we need more of you to be able to do that. So share the show. Much appreciated. Let's get this week off to a great start. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa. Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting.